welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway. This is Hannah, and today I am doing Art Party Friday for you. I am going to be doing some art journaling in my Bible. I kind of did a little bit of this last time, and I really liked the way it turned out, so I thought I would try it again for this episode. And I thought it would give people a chance to see different ways that you can do art journaling or journaling of that kind of nature. So I had put some regular gesso. It was not clear, so it kind of covered up some of the words that were already on my Bible. This is not one of the art journaling type of Bibles that they have, or the journaling Bibles that have a lot of clear space in the margins. But some of the stuff that they have in the margins, I don't really mind covering up. So I just use the regular stuff. And then I just put that coat of yellow paint. And I use just a thin layer because these pages are really thin. And I don't think you really need much to cover up the things that you want to cover up. And then, then you just need a little bit less where the words are. And I really try not to put too much stuff where the words are. I'm using just some stamping ink and just adding a little bit of texture to this yellow. It's pretty bright, and I know that I want to do some other stuff on here. So I'm not trying to put too much on, which is why I'm using the stamping ink, but I do want that texture to kind of show up. And I'm really finding that these edges are just really, I don't know, the contrast from that yellow to the white is a lot. So I'm trying to soften that up a little bit by using some of the ink, and I'll be going back and using some more stuff later to kind of make it better, because at this point is when I realize that I don't really care for the way that looks. I really want to highlight the verses that I have in mind for when I'm doing this, and that is Psalms 139, 13 through 16. So I'm just using some of this watercolor, and I didn't add gesso to this part, so I'm just using a very, very little bit of water so it doesn't seep through, because I really don't want it to. And so far, when I looked on the other side, it's not too bad. It shows up a little bit, but it's not too bad, so I think that it was okay. I mean, this is one of those things that if you really don't want this stuff to seep through, then maybe picking a Bible that has thicker pages is better. I will say, though, if you do that, it is going to make your Bible a lot bulkier. I decided to use a silk screen because I can add the least amount of paint to this, but get really nice results. And I find that the paint works the best with the silk screens. And like I said, I'm just adding some extra dimension. And I know that I don't really want that to go all the way up. One, because it's a lot of pattern. And two, I'm pretty sure that I want to put a card or something in the middle that I can like journal on or add some stuff to. And I get this done, and I am not really sure exactly how I feel about it. I love that it has a lot of pattern, but it's a lot. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm trying to soften it with this paint, and that pink paint is a little translucent. I'm not sure why, but it's really, really bright. But I find that it goes on a lot more translucent than some of the other paints that I have. So I am just kind of going around the edges, trying to make it not seem so bad. And I will say, once it's all done, I don't feel like it's too bad. It's not as good as the one that I did last week, but that's okay. I think some of this process isn't really about how it turns out, but about focusing on what you're doing and thinking about what you're doing when you're doing it, and thinking about the thought process that you want to convey. I know even just on a regular art journal page, if you have like a message that you're thinking about, or something or a quote, you're really putting all your thought process and how you can show that through the art that you're doing. And I think that with art journaling in your Bible, the concept is the same. I really want to highlight the fact that that I just, especially where I am in my life, I really feel like God has kind of like laid out this plan for me and my family, and that no matter what, God has made this plan for me and it's perfect. And so while I'm doing my page, I'm thinking about that. I'm, focusing on how can I show that with what the products that I have and what I'm doing. I really like the way that love stamp or stencil looks. So I put that on the edge, and I did a little bit of that the last time on the other side, just kind of to fill that gap of the page. And I really liked how that turned out. So I did that again. And I'm going to be layering those 2 cards that I just put paint on. I really wanted it to kind of blend into the rest of what I did. I'm not sure if it's exactly what I would have liked, but that's okay. And like I said, I think a lot of times in this process, it's not necessarily exactly how every little piece turns out, but once it all comes together. And to kind of make that little card there, and that's from the Chamel Ephemera pack, to stand out, I added a lot more brighter pinks and like a pink purple type of color. And I'm going to use these gold stickers from I have a ton of them, and I really think they're perfect for this. And I'm going to write I am, and eventually I'm going to write made, but I'm just kind of looking through my stickers and seeing what I have. And I am sorry about this being a little bit off camera. In a minute, it's going to go back up a little bit. And I will say that I didn't realize the bottom part of my Bible wasn't showing so much. So I am really, really sorry about that. I think I just got going and I didn't think about, sometimes I don't think about the fact that I am being taped. I just get in the zone and I get doing creating, and so apparently I need to think about that more. And there was a sticker on that Chamel sheet that says Born to Inspire, and I really wanted to use it, but the green was not at all a color that I thought matched. So I am not going to use that, and I'm going to use these. And the blue kind of reminded me a little bit more of the colors in the inspiration piece. And I also, at this point, I'm using all those strips of paper, which brings me to the thought process of what I use for my inspiration. I really wanted there to be like stickers and different things, just kind of the words in chunks. So that's how I incorporated it. I actually had a hard time using the inspiration pieces because I wanted to do something a little bit brighter, even though that's not, at first I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So it just kind of ended up veering off on its own. And I think that's fine. I think that the inspiration pieces that I know I pick out, or when I use one, is really just a starting point. It's to get me thinking about a different way that I can go about doing a layout or a process like this. So on the side I put I am enough. So I have I am made, and then I am enough, and then the words on the bottom, which you can't see, say perfect, unstoppable, inspired, passionate, and then surrounded by goodness. And then I'm writing on that card with a Signo Uniball pen. I really found that that's my favorite white pen. I know everybody's a little bit different though. And it says, I am created in the image of the creator of life. I am made with purpose. So I really just wanted to make sure that I journaled a little bit about kind of what I was thinking about, and not going too much in depth, at least right now. I mean, I always have more space that if I feel like I need to journal more later, I can add it up to the top or something where that love set is. And I'm just using my sparkle pen to highlight the verse 14 and then part of verse 16 that says, all the days ordained for me were written in the book before one of them came to me. And I just really thought that verse went along with just kind of how I feel like God has just, he knew all along what my real purpose was. So, and then I just added some hearts, and that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and something just a little bit different than what some of the other ladies have been sharing. And make sure you give us a thumbs up and comment below. And don't forget to check out my channel and the Facebook group. I'll see you guys later. Bye.